In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it.
We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors.
I'll have you start off by introducing yourself, tell us about the branch that you served in, and then what does freedom mean to you?
Well, my name's Garrett Keogh. I'm originally from Wellman, Iowa. 2 weeks after I graduated high school in 1995, I was off to Navy boot camp.
My name's Kevin Reese. I'm a 20-year and 29-day veteran of the United States Navy. I graduated Mid-Prairie High School in 1981.
My name is Paul Kristen. I was U.S. Air Force.
I'm Jack Seward, Jr., and I joined the United States Army active service in 1974.
I'm Jed Seward, best looking son this guy's got. I started my Marine Corps career in 2009, so obviously I was in the Marine Corps, signed up as a reserve contract.
I'm Mackenzie Bowentrager. I'm in the Air Force, active duty.
My name's Pamela Flynn. I came in the Air Force back in 1977 when I was 19 years old.
My name's Sean Poole. I joined in 2001 in the Army Reserves.
My name's Larry Gino. I served first in the U.S. Air Force from 1974 till 1979.
I'm Randy Frieden. I was in the Army National Guard from 2002 to 2008.
So when I joined the Navy, I signed up before I graduated. Think of an aircraft carrier. The population of an aircraft carrier is just about what this, maybe not now, but when I grew up, what this town is. It's the guy or the girl now down in the laundry room doing laundry at 2 in the morning when everybody's doing their thing, or the cooks that are never done. And the guy, which I was, in the machinery room that's 110 degrees and wiping oil or doing all the things he has to do. It's those people that have just as much desire to serve their country as the ones you see in public.
I met people from all over the world. I met people from all over the United States. It just didn't matter. We all bled the same. There's no different races or cultures in a foxhole.
In the Army, at that time, they put so much emphasis on unit cohesion. So we got to know everybody as an individual, as part of that team, and not as okay, you're over here with that group, or you're over here with that group, or anything like that. But you give everybody a fair shot. They're an individual.
They would say, you don't have to respect the person, but you have to respect the rank. And so just understanding that you can have a respectful conversation with people that you don't really agree with.
When somebody talks to me about being deployed, one of the things I'll hear is, it must have been hard to be over there. And the surprising thing is that it's harder as a man to sit behind the desk every day at work. Like, in the grand scheme of things, so what? It doesn't feel very important, and that kind of beats you down as a man. Like, there isn't a real feeling of accomplishment or why am I doing what I'm doing. But when you're deployed, like, it feels like everything you're doing is a legitimate purpose. Like, whether it's for survival or to better mankind, whatever the reason is, it's a big reason. And then you come back, and I think that's one of the issues soldiers have with returning to civilian life is, does this really matter?
When I got back, I got to transition to it right away where, okay, going back to my civilian job, my wife and kids, I'm going back to my normal house. I'm not in base housing. I'm not go from all of a sudden this super high tempo, hey, we're deployed, you're looking over your shoulder, you're paying attention to things, hey, does that pile of trash look weird on the side of the road, to you come home and you have those same thoughts in your head, but you have to remind yourself, okay, I'm not in Afghanistan anymore.
When I was in the Air Force, my last duty station was RAF Lakenheath. There was a guy in there that was married to a British national, and I mentioned that, well, we got freedom in America, and he's like, well, what is that? What can you do in America that you can't do here? Then it really makes you think.
My wife and I like to travel, so I myself have been to 26 different countries. A person doesn't realize what we have in this country. Like I said, I've been to the poorest country in the world, Honduras, been to some of the most wealthy countries. We've been to England and Scotland, Ireland, and so forth. Iraq. Many people don't realize what we have, and they're so easy to give it up. It's amazing. It's just, they don't know what they're giving up.
We're in a time right now where things are getting taken away, whether it's under the guise of EPA or whatever. You slowly are losing these little pieces of what was our freedom, where this country was founded from. When it was founded based on don't let people take away your right to make choices. And so my message would be careful not to give up these little pieces of freedom that seem insignificant, but you don't get them back. Like, once something's gone, it's not just gonna be released back, because somebody benefited from you losing that little piece.
Freedom's not free. And I mean, that's an old saying and whatever, but it has to be fought for. It has to be earned. You have to protect it. And the freedom that we have here in the United States is so unbelievable in other countries. And, but yet we really probably don't appreciate it.
Seeing the difference in the abilities, like the freedom that we have in America versus what I saw in Japan, it's very different, and they're very strict over there. And so it made me grateful to come from where I'm from.
I think over the last couple of years, they've made it easier for me to decide what freedom is. And it's like, it's hard to describe, but I can tell you what it isn't. And no matter what I hear in the news of what a terrible place this is and how, all the wrongs that we've done in the past, all you have to do is look across the border at the thousands of people that want nothing more than to be here and get a chance.
To be free and to be safe is the whole idea of being an American. You can believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I want to believe. We'll shake hands and go our separate ways at the end of the day. We respect one another. That's what freedom is to me, and that's a big reason I think why I served. It's like guys have pointed out to me, you still signed up. You put your signature on that piece of paper and you raised your right hand and you swore that someday you might have to give your life for the service to defend the country and to make sure that we're strong and secure. So it's kind of corny sometimes when people say, thank you for your service. And I appreciate that every time. And I usually respond, it was my pleasure. It was my honor to serve. I just want you to be the kind of person that deserves somebody to go fight for you. If you value your freedoms, if you value your citizenship as an American, then please live your life like you are thankful that somebody else is protecting that for you.